Welcome to episode 20 of DomsPod. I'm your host, Dom Amano, alongside no one for this special report of DomsPod. And yes, guys, it's been a long time. It's been quite some time, I should say. I took a week off just to see what's going on in the preseason for the NFL. I'm going to leave this mic the way it is. I think it's normal volume. But overall, I am pumped to give you. I got to get all my free agency guys ready and stuff like that. But let's get into it. So the Giant, I got to start off this episode with this. Sorry, my
Calling
series.
Uncle John.
Oh, sorry. Hope that didn't go as my missed calls or anything like that. Oops, I messed up on that. Okay, so I'm just gonna get my camera out for this. The Giants obviously cut Tommy DeVito obviously today. That was not a surprise to me, honestly. Obviously, he gave you can't have four quarterbacks on a roster, to be honest with you. You can't. It's just impossible to do that. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. You just can't have four quarterbacks on a roster. I feel like you just can't. It's tough to do that. And what the Giants did in the preseason impressed me. I don't know why they cut that tight end Greg Dusik. He was solid for them, and he actually performed well. So, kind of surprised me on that one. But yeah. So the Giants really, I mean, preseason football, it doesn't really matter. But they won their games by not one score. They won it by like 3 or 2. This was a team that obviously impressed me. Jackson Dart, I have to say, looks really good into it. And I think the Giants obviously look overall great as a football team going into the season, but their schedule is just impossible. And I think they go for an offensive lineman in the draft because their offensive line does not look great, to be honest with you. So that's what I think really about the New York Giants. But I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 7 games, 9 games, get something out of it at least. This team is good. It's a good football. Listen, they're a team that can obviously win games this year. They can pull off upsets, but I don't know how long Dart is gonna. Russell Wilson's gonna play. Is he gonna start like 4 weeks and then move on to Jackson Dart? Listen, a lot of Giants fans are like, "Oh, start Dart, start Dart." Give Dart a year, I think, and let him learn behind Russ and Jameis, and then you'll be ready to go. That's what I think you do with a rookie quarterback, personally. And yeah, that's all I really got to say about them. Nothing like crazy. So what else? What else? A lot of cuts happened today. Hunter Renfro got cut from the Panthers. I forgot that guy was on them. Shocked me a little bit. Let me go through some big names that were cut. Obviously, that guy Corlin, who's on the Jets, got cut. Guys that surprised me a little bit. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Guys that surprised me got cut. Trey Lance is second quarterback on the depth chart. I was actually shocked by that. I had my notes pulled up right. That was weird. Second quarterback on the depth chart. That kind of shocked me, honestly. I thought that guy was going to get cut and moved on again, but he's really earned himself a definitely backup quarterback spot. Frank Gore's son got cut today. Not surprised by that. And Tez Johnson made the roster for the Bucks. Beauty Collins, another guy for the Giants, actually, I forgot to mention, made it. I was actually kind of shocked. Sorry. No, sorry, my friend was calling me about something. No, I thought a lot of guys, personally. I'm just gonna disconnect this, honestly. Okay, so now it's normal. Um, DJ Ukulele, the guy that from Florida State got cut. Not surprised by that. He was terrible. Anyway, Tez Owens. Tez Owens got cut. I think that was Owens. And also Travis Kelsey got engaged. I really did not want to bring this up, but I have to. Congrats, I guess. Not that much of a award. I don't really. I don't mind Taylor Swift. I don't honestly mind her. Taylor Swift, to be honest with you. Juice Vaughn got cut. And also, that was a guy that I had high hopes for, but he's just too short. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got cut. Dude, whatever happened to him, man? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he used to be so good. Like on the Chiefs, he was a dog, that guy, and now he's going to be in the free agency market. Isaiah Simmons, former Giant. He was supposed to be really good. Oh, what just happened? Kenny Pickett got traded. Brendan, I don't know. This was another guy that surprised me. Brendan Rice getting cut. Dude, that guy's a weapon. I feel like that guy has so much potential, and I feel like he should be on a roster anytime soon. Teddy Bridgewater's quarterback too. Mark Cooper. Oh, we need to talk about the contract. Obviously, Terry McLaurin got a contract paid. I don't know if you really take a risk on him in fantasy this year. To be honest with you, I wouldn't take a risk on Terry McLaurin because he missed all of training camp and stuff like that. So I wouldn't take a risk on him. To be honest. Who else? Trey Hendrickson got his contract, but he's only good. It's only for 1 year. My bad. 1 year, and there's one more. Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper got paid, and he's back in the NFL. He's with the Raiders. So it shocked me on that a little bit. Oh, Jacoby Myers requested a trade. I think that's just a contract thing. I don't expect him to really get traded, to be honest with you. He's a good player. I mean, but he's not a wide receiver one now. He's definitely not a wide receiver one. He's not a wide receiver one on a football team. I can tell you that now. All right, I think I don't really have much to talk about really in the preseason. I mean, I basically broke down the entire preseason cuts. Oh, Shiloh Sanders got cut. Who cares? Punched a guy in the face. I am not surprised by that at all. Nope. Okay. So let me get into this. A lot of guys on that weird list thing. Okay. So now, guys, I like to talk about sports on this podcast. Let's talk about. Obviously, you guys have fantasy. I want to talk about something now that's coming up a little bit. Your fantasy football draft. Guys that I think you should avoid in this are Terry McLaurin, Breece Hall, Tyrone Tracy. He fumbles the ball too much, I feel like. And who's another guy? I would avoid Saquon this year. I would avoid RJ Harvey, the running back for the Denver Broncos. I would avoid Dak, obviously. And who was another guy? I would still avoid Kyle Pitts, if you're wondering. Yes, I would avoid him. Who's another guy? I would avoid Malik Neighbors. I would avoid. There's two more guys I have left on here that I want to mention. Running backs. I'm trying to think. David Montgomery, I would say. I would try to avoid him. And there's one more guy. Oh, I have one more guy in my mind. I would avoid Jacoby Myers, honestly. To be honest with you, I feel like now with the contract situation, it's going to get him cuckoo in his head. Oh, obviously Travis Kelce. I would avoid. That's pretty much it that I have to say about the guys. All those guys I mentioned had either solid years in the past that are going into their sophomore year. Oh, Jane Daniels is another guy you should avoid. Those guys are going in their sophomore year of some of them are going into the sophomore year of the NFL that I feel like that can take that step back, and some guys that are veterans that are gonna that have been in the league for so long and they're just gonna like Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. No way he has a good year this year. I'll be honest. So those are guys that I think you guys should avoid. To be honest with you, and that's all I really gotta say. Now let me get my camera set up for the the sneak picks. Okay. So now here are 10 guys I'm going to name that I think are going to be big sleepers that you guys could steal in your draft. I believe Lamar Jackson is going to have an unbelievable year this year. Josh Allen will have an unbelievable year. I think Amon Ra he's going to get a ton of targets. I think this guy who's undrafted, Isaiah Tesla. Yes, he did make a huge impact in the preseason. I think that guy is the biggest sleeper, and he's going to get some reps in. I think that guy's a sleeper pick, Isaiah Tesla from the Detroit Lions. I believe Brandon Allen's going to be a sleeper, taking over that spot over Breece Hall. I believe Wan'Dale Robinson's going to be a threat. Josh Downs. And a big name that I've always said on this podcast, Jonathan Taylor. Yes, for the final 5 games, I should say, of his season, he had over 180, 120 yards in all those games. And he got 2 touchdowns. The game versus Titans, he had 230-yard rushing yards. That helped you guys so much in your fantasy playoffs if you had him. That guy is a weapon that you need on your fantasy. I took him. Another guy I picked, Chuba Hubbard's a sleeper. I think he's going to be really good. I took him in the 6th round. Great. That's a great pick. And another guy, I think that's going to be Tutorial McMilton, I should say, from the Carolina Panthers. That guy is going to get targets after targets after targets, and he's going to connect. That guy is going to have a Brian Thomas type year next year. I am telling you that. Also, I would take Brian Thomas too. That guy is a weapon. He will get targets and he'll get touchdowns. He'll get receptions. He'll do everything for you. Get Brian Thomas on your team. I am telling you guys, those guys are all sleeper picks that fell in the draft last year that you guys should look to take. That's all I got to say on the sleeper guys, really. But after that, yeah. Okay, so let me show you guys my fantasy team. Because I'm looking to show you guys this. I took a team, guys, that is. See, I'm just going to write this down real quick. I'll talk as I write this down. I'm almost out of paper, actually. Jeez. From all these podcasts and stuff. Oh, guys, I had a problem in my fantasy. I actually have. Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. I have so much confidence in my fantasy team this year. Like the team that I picked were guys that I thought are going to be sleeper picks show up big next year and actually perform. And I thought my draft went well, honestly. I think there's some. Listen, I'm not average. Not gonna average a ton of points. Like, I'm not gonna average like a ton of points like week. I'm actually gonna turn this up. I'm not gonna average like a ton of points. I'm going for the win, obviously, and I'm just trying to get over the hump. But I really do like my team going forward. Yes, guys, this is a league. This is with my cousin. He was actually on this podcast, and his friends. I'll show you this team in 2 seconds. I'm just writing all their names down. A lot of guys that I feel like are going to be some sleepers. Definitely that. And guys who I try to avoid. Also, Brian Robinson got traded only for a 6th-round pick, and I feel like Dallas should have been on his ass. Like, they should have been, like, right there. They have Javon Williams as a running back. He got, like, didn't even get over 400 yards. Their defense is going to be terrible next year in Dallas. Well, they have to pay. They need to pay Michael Parsons. Like, now. That guy is worth every freaking penny of his contract. Can this pen just, like, close? You ever cut your nails and they're just, like, that short? It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass, really, it is. Okay. Here is DomsPod. Fantasy football team, guys. This is my fantasy football team. So, at my quarterback position, a guy that I really did not want to pick, but fell to me in like the 6th round, Patrick Mahomes, man. Like, I felt like the problem is with Patrick Mahomes, he had like a down year last year, and I'm like, do I really need to take him? Like, I get it, he can have a bounce back year, but like with the wide receivers, Hollywood Brown's a great wide receiver one that he has, but Rashid Rice is going to play the first 4 games and then get suspended. Xavier Woods he could be a threat, but that's about it that Patrick Mahomes has, really. My running back 1 is Jonathan Taylor. I've said it all about Jonathan Taylor on this podcast, that he is a fantasy weapon. A weapon. Chuba Hubbard for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, this guy he went undrafted in my fantasy league last year. I picked him up. The dude averaged 20 points a game. He's the most underrated running back, I think, in fantasy football. And I think you guys really should debate about picking him up. He's a guy that you really would want to have. For the Detroit Lions, this is my wide receiver room. I just got through my running backs. My wide receiver 1 is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dude, he will have a monster year. He had a monster year last year, and I think he'll continue doing that. Landon McConkey for the Los Angeles Chargers. He fell to me in the 3rd round. Beautiful timing. Amon-Ra was my first overall pick. Oh, no, JT fell to me in the 2nd round. McConkey was the 3rd. Laporta was in, like, the 5th. I didn't really want to go Laporta, but, like, I actually don't mind him. This is my flex, guys. Josh Downs. Yes, you heard it right. Josh Downs. A guy that was such a sleeper wide receiver last year, and I thought it would be a perfect time to pick him up. And then I have the Ravens defense. They have the best defense in the NFL. And I got Jake Bates, one of the best kickers in the league. Should have took Cam Little. Would have been huge. And then here's my bench guys. David Njoku, J.K. Dobbins, Brock Purdy, Jake Ferguson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Trey Harris, and say Davis. Oh, Ray Davis. Yeah. Thank God he didn't get cut. So that's my fantasy football team for 2025. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, I had to get that video out of the way. The Mets won today. That was a nice win. Sorry. Mets won today. That was a nice win. I mean, they really. I was there. I was actually just there, honestly. Um, 4 straight singles in the ninth inning. Helsley needs to be better, though. He just needs to be better, Ryan Helsley. But I'm not too worried about him. Actually, I'm just gonna make a video about that. Listen, after the trade deadline, the Mets got Ryan Helsley. Perfect guy to get for the New York Mets. But at this time, he's not been good, man. He just gave up a tying home run to Harrison Bader. But I still believe in this guy, man. I still believe in him. You need him for the playoffs. I think you just got to give him time to get into New York and actually figure it out what the problem is. And I still think he's still a great relief pitcher. I think the Mets are just putting him down, honestly, through all this. But honestly, he can figure this out, and the Mets, and I still do believe in them. But a big win tonight for the New York Mets. Sorry. That was a big win tonight. They're only 5 games back of the Phillies, and I feel like that's insane to me. Is there a calculator on here? No, I was just wondering. Just like, can I do math on here? Like, do contracts? Oh, that's not it. So, what else in sports right now? Stupid thing keeps popping up. So, what else in sports? I'm gonna actually check through daily news. ESPN has me all covered. I'll go through the baseball scores. The Rockies have already been eliminated from the playoffs. That's just embarrassing. Like, how do you get eliminated when you're 30 games like left in the season? That's just horrible. That's just horrible. Like that franchise needs to figure out now. Like it is a problem. They're paying their highest paid player, Chris Bryant, is not even playing. That's how bad it is. Chris Bryant's not even playing. It's so bad. Like I don't understand why he just keeps. I feel bad for the guy. He keeps getting hurt. The dude can be a good baseball player when he plays. He just needs to freaking play. That's the problem. If you want me to be completely honest with you, he is a fan. You're right. He is indeed. Oh wait, what was he saying? I was looking at my phone for a second. Chris Bryant, he hasn't played. He's getting hurt ever since he's out of his prime and he left the Cubs. He's not been the same. He's not been the same. Sorry, I just have like stomach pain right now. He's not been the same, and he's just not producing, and that's not a good thing. It's not, and he can be such a good player if he could stay healthy. And I would love to see him, but when he plays, he's not been good either, and that's the problem. Um, yeah, and they have future. Their pitching staff is just terrible. They make stupid trades. Their GM is a moron. And I think they need to get a team. They need to have an owner that's willing to spend money, not on Chris Bryant. Like that was a bad. Like that was a really bad signing. Could have had anybody else. Would have been nice for them. They'll figure it out though. In the future, I have to say the Marlins have been shocking me. I thought they were going to be like the Rockies this year. To be honest with you, Sandy Alcantara has been terrible. There's Kyle Stowers is actually elite. Their GM just fixed their entire future and franchise. Pretty smart guy, if you're asking me. And he rebuilt everything the right way, and they're in a good spot. I can tell you that. And the Phillies post-game show is in shambles after the Mets win. Let's hear it.
Once they blow that, then the Mets get the division. If the series ends up close or they end up tied at the end of the season, the Mets get the division, or perhaps the Mets get into the plaplayoffs.
You're going there already.
Well, it's like there's 30 games left in the season, Ricky.
Something to think about.
Are you kidding me? This team's supposed to be asserting itself now, and instead it's going belly up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. Okay,
I want to be wrong. Believe me.
I think you are wrong. I think this is just a little blip. I think this is one of those things where, okay, they might go into a little swoon, but you know what? When the Mets play everybody else, they go into a swoon, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
There is
you
that.
Just don't want them to get Big Mo on their side, and right now they have that momentum on their side, and that's not a good thing. But I agree with Michael. That is something you got to think about. Only with 30 some games, 30 games left. That is something you have to think about. That tiebreaker, would go to the Mets, and they got to right the ship tomorrow. Tomorrow, I wouldn't never say it's a must win. You don't want to go. You don't want to ever go into it. It's that time.
They shouldn't be thinking that. They shouldn't be going in not to get swept. They need to go in thinking the Phillies. We need a division. We need it, and right now it's not helping. And that's got to be something that the Mets need to change. Kenny Pickett has been traded to. Jesus Christ. That quarterback, dude, entire draft class has been in shambles. Besides Brock Purdy, the 2020 has been a complete meltdown, I have to say. It's been a meltdown, that division. What can I say? What else? I think I covered everything in 27 minutes. I mean, that's just like insane to me that I covered all that. Oh, look at this signed picture I got. If they could be good next year, it would be nice. I don't think the Islanders are going to be bad. I think they're just going to either barely miss the playoffs or even make it. They're a team that's future's bright, for sure. But they need to trade away Ryan Pollock and Pajot, I think. They need to move on. Yeah, do not take Kyle Pitts in fantasy this year. I hope you don't. Alec Boehm got booed tonight, by the way. I booed him. I think I'm going tomorrow. Probably going to go watch the Mets. Hopefully they do win. But if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. Just don't blow it, Helsley. That's all I got to say. Really? I have to say, I actually met the kid that, guys, if you show him Makeshift Project, that can name every NBA Finals MVP. Like, that's insane to me, but, like, that's all you do is just, like, look at sports. Like, I actually play, but, like, still very impressive. There's another kid that claimed he could do the same. Not even close. Not even close. I can name every Stanley Cup final, every Stanley Cup champion. That's not hard for me, though. That's like light work. That's light work. Light work, my friends. Light work indeed. Light work. I'm sharing it from that. What else? Guys, comment. Actually, this is something I want to hear. Tell me what your favorite Will Ferrell movie is. Mine's Anchorman. You guys probably all like, oh, Step Brothers, man. Anchorman is still one of the funniest movies I've ever watched. One of them. One of the funniest. I'm just making this a little lower because I feel like, I'm making a T. Like, I felt like Will Ferrell's one. If you think Jim Carrey is better than Will Ferrell, I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. Project X, really good movie, I have to say. I kind of wanna. I gotta go to bed, bro. I've been at football lately. I've been busy and tired and sore, stuff like that. It's been tough. I actually had fun. I actually appreciate it. Listen, I didn't think I was going to make it to 20 episodes, but I did. Thank you guys actually for watching all of my podcasts. Like, this has been a journey, man. And I loved every second of it. So, obviously, this is 12:20 at night. I have football at 2 tomorrow, so I got time. I'm going to sleep in a little bit, some breakfast, something I haven't been able to do quite some time. But I've been enjoying doing this for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy listening to me. For those who do, I started this in January. It is now currently about to be the end of August. Going to my sophomore year. Crazy to think that time's been moving pretty fast. I gotta make these podcasts longer. I gotta get people on them, guys. I'm trying to get famous people on for you guys. I really want to. But it's been tough for me. I've been busy, all that's wackadoo. But thank you guys really for enjoying and listening to all these. I'm gonna so I think I'm just watching I think the Nationals guy just missed. But I think that's gonna do it for this episode of. Oh, I got my pins tonight, by the way, from the Met game. Pretty cool. I didn't get a Keith one though. Damn it, I got Ron. I got Ron and I got Gary. Nice, but I wanted a Keith one too. I love Keith's one of my favorite guys. I love Gary though. He's one of my favorite ones. But honestly, I don't mind them. Actually, really good though. Announcers. All right, guys. I'm exhausted. I just came back from that game. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll get this edited for you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of DomsPod. Like always, my friends, stay legendary. I'm going to bed. I explained everything. I'm tired, man. See you guys. Love you. Love you all.